What's going on, guys? Welcome to vlog number 15. Today we were gonna do another LED floating Christmas tree. If you haven't watched that video, go back a couple of videos and watch it. It's really cool. But I decided we're not gonna do that today. I already have one of those in the yard and it is cool, but I wanted to do something different today. But after a little bit of thinking, we have decided to go with a PVC star. Now, I just got back from Lowe's. I spent quite a bit of while walking around and looking at fittings and different stuff that we would need. And I decided that I'm kind of a baller on a budget and I don't want to spend $100 on this project because I want it to be huge. And I would have to spend over $100 to make what I want to make if we did it out of PVC. Also, I want this to be very accessible and available to build to anyone who watches this video. And I think what I've came up with will be just that. So today, we, probably more just me, are gonna build a 10-foot wood star. All for the price of, I bought everything we need for $16.66 plus lights. I spent like $60 on lights, but you don't have to spend $60 on lights. You can do your own thing, you know what I'm saying? All right. So what are we gonna need for this project? Well, the main thing we will need is these 5 10-foot tall 1x2s. These are made for outside, so they're treated lumber. So they should hold up just fine over the course of the next month. I'd love to use it next year, but we'll check in next year and see if it's still good. And if it's not, it was $16, who cares? And then also for a couple dollars more, I got some machine bolts and nuts. That's how we're gonna keep everything together. First thing we're gonna do is lay these all down together, make sure they're pretty straight. And then I'm gonna come exactly 1 inch down and put a little dot that I'm gonna pre-drill my screws for. All right, so I'm just gonna come down exactly 1 inch and make a little dot right there. Now I'm down 1 inch and I'm just gonna make a little mark right at the middle on all of these. All right, now we just gotta do the same thing for the other side. All right, now I have my dots drawn on all of them. All right, so the next step is pretty important. You gotta find a bit that is just barely larger than your bolts. All right, now I've done that. This one's just a little bit bigger than my bolt, so it should be fine. All right, now drilling these 10 holes might be kind of tedious, but it needs to be near perfect. 1x2s are extremely cheap and likely to break. If you don't use some kind of bit before you put in your bolts, they're gonna break. All right, we've got our holes drilled and ready to go. Now I'm just about to walk into my yard and lay them all out into the shape it needs to be and see if it works. All right, so I have this laid out on the ground in my front yard in like the general shape of a star. What a beautiful area to get to work around, right? It's awesome. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and put a couple of the bolts in. It's important that you kind of intertwine them because you want to have some kind of structural integrity within your star. Alrighty, I got my first bolt and nut on. Now to just keep going, work my way around. Alright guys, I got all my nuts and bolts on. What I was talking about earlier is each one of these you want to have one over and then one under. One over, one under. And if you can do that, that's gonna help everything in the long run. So now I just want to kind of find the shape that I'm going for and then lock everything in. So right here, I guess I'm gonna start right here. This looks pretty close. All right, I think I have it really close to where I would like it. I'm going to get a second opinion from Rachel, and then I'm going to tighten all these down. Yeah, what do you think? Is it straight on the bottom?
Looks Gucci. Oh, you're videoing me.
I am. Is there anything... Where's Pop-Tarts?
I am.
Anyway. Okay, so she thinks it's pretty close to straight. Is that your final opinion?
Yeah, was that a trick question?
I don't know. I mean, it looks pretty straight. I mean, if you think it looks good, we're about to roll with it.
Where are you putting it?
I don't know. That's not decided yet.
You could put it right in front of this tree.
Yeah, it'll probably need to be leaning up against something.
Like here?
Yeah. All right, so now I'm about to flip this over so I can get to my bolt heads, and I'm going to tighten it down. So with these particular bolts, as long as they're kind of tight on the bottom, you won't have to put anything on the bottom, and you can just tighten from the top. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to get them overly tight, but tight enough. Just a little something, something. Because I don't want them cross-threaded. What do we got going on here? And last but not least, boom. All right, here it is. So this is the general idea. I'm kind of worried about structural integrity. It's pretty tight, but I have one extra bolt, and I think if I put it right here, that's gonna lock everything in for good. All right, guys, so I have put in my final pretty much lock-in screw. So this makes everything as sturdy as can be. I think it looks pretty good. If I really cared, I could go back and I could cut the tips off of these, you know, with a skill saw, and probably like less than 10 minutes. I could take care of all that. But honestly, I kind of think it adds character. Later on, if Rachel wants me to go back and do that, I will. But yeah, so we got that up. Now we just got to put lights on it. All right, guys, you guessed it. I'm using these outdoor Christmas string lights. These are on Amazon for, I think, I paid roughly $38 for the 330 feet, 450 lights, I think is the stat. That's what the tunnel lights are on behind me, except these are colorful. So yeah, we're gonna check them out. I'm gonna get them plugged in and see how they look. One thing about these lights, you better put them on something or you will regret it extremely fast. All right, I got these plugged in. They look so good. Can't wait to get them on. First thing I'm gonna do is zip tie the bottom right here. That way my tail is always off of the giant star. All right, this is what I got so far. I'm going to set my phone down and just let y'all watch me work. All right, y'all are getting early access to this star that I just built for $16.
Where did you know I blocked these in?
Number 1. Number 2.
I think that's the one I like.
3. That's pretty cool. 4. 5. 6.
These don't look like they're really changing.
7. That's pretty crazy. Is an 8. 8, I think, is just solid. All right, guys, we got 500 lights up on this. I think we're gonna double down and put another 500 more.
No.
All right, guys, this is how big it is. All right, guys, that's gonna be a wrap for this video. We got 500 lights put on here. This is a total of $50. It's like $35 worth of lights, $16 worth of materials. That's it. We did it in about 30 minutes. I think it's pretty cool. Bunch of different settings. This is not a paid advertisement, by the way. Just doing this because it's cool. Like, subscribe. Got a lot of cool things coming. Catch y'all in the next one.